the first pocket we're going to do is the slip pocket. So get out your piece R, and these are the same except for the large is an inch wider. For the small, it's a square, so it doesn't matter which way you fold it. But for the large, make sure that your piece is wider than tall, and then you'll fold it in half. Okay, we're going to sew everything for the pockets is with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So the outside is and the lining are 3/8 of an inch. The pockets are 1/8 of an inch, or sorry, 1/4 of an inch. We're going to sew, fold this in half and sew together, and leave a little pocket for turning. Not a pocket, an opening for turning. Now I ran out of my fabric I was using for the lining, so for my pockets I'm using the exterior fabric, and I did not interface it. And for this particular pocket, you don't need to interface it unless you want a really stiff pocket. But I find it works just fine without any interfacing, even with quilting cotton. Okay, now turn it right side out and poke out the corners. So I'm going to tuck in these raw edges and top stitch across just this top with the raw edges. Okay, now I need my ruler, which of course has gone missing. Okay, found my ruler, and I am marking 2 inches, about 5 centimeters over from the left side, and then 3 inches, or about 7.5 centimeters over from that. Oops, sorry, I need to get to where you can see. So 2 inches over and 3 inches over from that. Then I'm going to fold those together and make a pleat. This fabric is thicker than I'm used to using for this pocket. Okay, there. It's folded like that. And then you press it, but like I said, my iron is not on while my toddler is awake right now. So I'm just going to use clips. And I'm going to top stitch over these pleats. All right. Now, if you want to, you can sew the top of this pocket to keep it from gaping open in the purse, but I've designed it to kind of open just a little bit. And if you don't want that, doing that, but you want it to still be able to expand a bit, you can sew across the top. But I'm going to leave it unsewn. And now I'm going to grab my lining. And I'm going to kind of roll up this edge a little bit so that the fabric isn't being pulled. It's hard to make sure that trying to make sure you can see what I'm doing without sticking my hair in the way like some of the earlier videos. Okay, so I'm going to center this pattern piece on the side. You can move it higher or lower, but pick your preferred placement. And then we'll be stitching all around the left, bottom, and right sides. And when I do the bottom, I roll up this side so that it's underneath my arm. I like to turn this pocket into two pockets, or at least a pocket and a pen pocket. So I stitch over about 1.5 inches from this right seam. And sometimes I give it a little bit of a pull, just enough that the opening will be a little more three-dimensional. This does give it a little bit of a wrinkle down here, but I don't mind that. Makes it easier to get the pen inside, and this will stick out a little bit, but so only do that if you don't mind that look. Now my pen can slip easily into this pocket, and this is good for like a phone or something like that. There, it's holding my pins, and it doesn't completely gape, it holds its shape a little bit. So, all right. Now for the next pocket.